Right, so welcome to the second episode. Now, all of our fields are looking really, really good. I've skipped a couple of months of harvesting, so every single field should be quite overgrown at the moment. May have the exception of one. I think that big one over there might not need it. But no, it's looking good there, looking really good there. I'm assuming field 44 will be exactly the same. And our funds have like slowly dwindled, and we've got 3,000 litres left, so we should have around about maybe 119,000, 120,000 litres there. How are we looking? Yeah, 120,000 litres. So, I'm in no rush to do the field work for that one, for this field, because our corn is ready to be demolished, basically. So let's just ride over the trailer. It's good if it's not an overly realistic game, otherwise I would have just completely snapped my trailer in half. At least the hitch anyway. So I'm not going to be too bothered about having this connected because you have opened a big passageway, and the further I can keep it away from the field the better. But yeah, it's going to take some amount of forestry work to clear the pathways of this field. But I've had the entire farm really. We've got quite a considerable amount, to be honest. This pathway is going to be a bit of a pain. But here we are. And I think we're just going to headline it first, and then we'll continue the harvest. Let's unfold our harvester, lower it down and begin the harvest. Wait a minute, I'm an idiot. I've got the wrong header. Right, so I think I might just continue to do probably sunflowers after this one. But I think I might just sell that header. And then I think, just to make life a bit easier, I'll probably get the John Deere one because it's the closest to the colour scheme. And then I've just got to drive all the way down to the shop. Here we are at the store. We've just got to pick this up. Now I have temporarily turned traffic off because it is going to be a pain in the backside transporting equipment. So I just left it off for the time being. I will turn it back on eventually. Right, so we've arrived. We can begin to sow our crops. So let's headland it and then sow through directly down the middle. That's the first headland done, but it didn't really manage going uphill down there very well. So I think I'm going to just do it in this way because it did seem to slide across. Well, he started to slide down the hill a bit, so I think if going this way I've got a little more momentum on my side. So I think it'd be better if I did it this way, so let's try this. And then we'll continue all the way through with the rest of the harvest. Right, so with the way that my harvester is, I am inclined to perhaps sell that one and just lease one out every year, because I'm not exactly going to be using it over a widespread set of months. But I think having that harvester there was just a bit of a waste of money. But yeah, this is quite nippy in first person. But yeah, let's connect it all up. Let's bring it round. It can turn corners very, very effectively, can't it? It's just like that one piece of corn. I'll say one piece, that's probably about maybe a litre or two. I've gone way past it. I was like, where the fuck's the harvester gone? You cannot see anything in these cornfields. So that's all of it in there, so let's get rid of that. And then let's hire a decent one. That one's decent. I'd love to have that one. I'd actually like to have one of these, maybe that one. 216 grand, that's actually not too bad. That's a 19,000 extension. Oh, 22,000 extension. How much does that cost to lease? £16,000. Do not mind if I do. And a corn header. I'll probably need that one. 4 grand to lease that one. So let's go and dump this in the silo. Let's go and pick that one up, because that looks like an incredible piece of machinery. Right, so we're here now, and it's looking absolutely magnificent. That's really wide, that's really big. And the good thing about this is I don't need to actually worry about the maintenance cost. I wish the arm was a bit bigger, but I think that's something that I could have modified. Add an extra fee. And do we need to unfold the harvester? So to unfold, I need to unfold it for every single harvest. And I wish I had a trailer header for this. I think I'm just going to have to cut through fields. We've got to unfold every single harvester. And all this one seems to do is just bring the stirred out. Right, so we're approaching the field now, and I must say this is absolutely ginormous. Let's begin this harvest. It should contain most of this field, to be fair. Right, so we've finally finished the harvest. That's good. We've just got to mulch. We've got to mulch the ground. Yeah, just crush them stems into the ground, give us an extra added bonus. But we're in no rush to do any of those tasks just yet. Nearly crashed into my tractor there. But at the minute, I just want to... I wish it had a longer arm. I should have paid for the extra long arm. There we go. We do have lift off. But yeah, so we can get rid of this harvester once it's emptied, and then we've got to mulch this. We've got a few grass fields to cut. I'm not going to do all of them this month, because, you know, we've stopped growing grass now. Well, after this month it's the last growing stage, so I'm not going to grow any grass for the rest of the year. And then I think March it'll kickstart itself again. But look at all these field states. We've got weeds growing, we've got ploughing needed, we've got rolling to do. There's all kinds of stuff to do. But I did say that I was going to keep the corn header to continue with sunflowers. But I've not got a plan, so I've got a seeder. So I've got to continue with the equipment that I've got. So next time we'll probably end up renting out the same John Deere. If we can't afford to buy it, that is. I doubt we will. But yeah, we've got a considerable amount of sweet corn. And we've nearly actually ran out of silage. When can we... Ran out of grass even, not silage. So when can we actually sell silage? But January is looking like our best month. So in 2 months, 3 months time, we can get rid of our silage. So that'll be fun. We will be adding some more, but that should be about 123,000 litres at the minute. 122,000. But we will get more today to add to it. Because I think it's just going to end up being a continuous flow up until we need sheep. But then I can just swap the outputs around on the fermentation silo. So any hay we do have, or any wood chips we do get, which will become in handy for when we do forestry. That's no fun. Wood chips don't actually create silage, do they? I don't think they do. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's chaff. So I've got to figure out which one we're going to do. I'll probably do hay for that silage. So let's fire up. We'll probably use the John Deere for this bit. Wherever I may have put him, I've probably left him with the trailer. And would you look at that, John Deere using John Deere equipment? Who would have thought? I thought they weren't compatible then. We do have our floating deers, they've come to visit us today. One of them vanished. Must have got spooked by the camera. So I just got to go off to do grass. We should have a fun time with that one. Let's just open the gate first. Sorry, I just got a bit distracted then. And let's just start cutting this field, I guess. Oh, I'm stuck on the gate. Who would have thought I was useless? I know I would think that. Right, so we've just got this little bit of grass to do now. Let's get it sorted. so that's all the mowing done. We've just got to persevere now with the windrowing, then we've got to forage it all. I mean, the mowing's not actually that bad of a task. It's just the other tasks that follow that are a pain in the backside. But we're not going to get any grass for the next couple of months either. So we'll do the other field probably around about January time. Maybe even December. It's just so we can keep the production topped up. But this is actually an ideal tractor for doing grass work. I quite like this one. It's not too heavy, it's quite quick. It's not bulky in the slightest either. But let's just windrow it all, get it all together and sorted. Lay up here to miss a massive chunk of grass. I don't know how I've managed that. Let's just quickly get this done. There we go, all sorted. Let's just take him back into here, then we can continue windrowing this field. That's the windrowing all done. Now, I could do this field, but I think it would just take too long. So I kind of want to keep it until supplies start running low, I guess. I mean, supplies are always going to run low anyway. I'm not producing nearly enough to actually sustain that particular silo. I mean, 60,000 units per month. I'd have to do 60,000 litres of grass per month. So that'd be like 1.2 million per year that I'd have to produce, and that's not going to happen. And I suppose it could if I did the grass care correctly. Never say never, I suppose. Probably need a new field. But it should be pretty close to empty now. Oh, it's completely empty. But it doesn't need to worry, I'm going to fill it up soon. And I can just dump it straight in that silo as well. So that's always a bonus. So that's all the grass work completed now. Just got a couple of bits of field work to do on this field. Could potentially give this field a go. So I think I'll just mulch field 36 and then we'll take it from there. But I'm going to fertilise it first. Right, so I think I'll use the class to mulch. So I can retire this tractor now. What I do need to fertilise. And I think I might need to buy some fertiliser. Yeah, I do. Not buying the full lot. Not too sure if I bought this previously, but I forgot to save one of the recordings and then the game saved itself. So I've had to restart the entire thing and modify everything and try and make it as accurate as possible. So there might be a few bits that I've missed off. I don't think I've bought any seeds for this either. No, I haven't. So we'll fill the fertiliser up. So let's sort all this out. That's the field looking a lovely colour again. So we're just going to mulch all these stems into the ground. Then it's going to be ploughed, then it's going to be stone picked, and then it's going to have to be... I think it's pretty much done after that. I'm not too sure whether I do need lime. I doubt it. I didn't see lime, I think it was just plough rolling and maybe weeding. Well, that didn't go to plan. But the thing I like about doing it in this method is that although there is a physical difference with the stems, when you're driving it's not extremely visible. I mean, it probably would be in first person, it looks a little more visible there, but I think that's just because of the colour, well, the contrast. But when you're doing stuff like wheat and stuff, it's always nice to fertilise because the straw that gets left on the field makes actual stems look unnoticeable. But the mulcher will soon get rid of all that stuff. And it changes the ground back to the way it looks, I think. So I'm just going to headland this first because it is an awkward turning manoeuvre. That way I just don't need to 3-point turn it, because the good thing about mulching is I don't need it to be perfect, but when it comes to ploughing it will need to be perfect, stone picking needs to be perfect. So that's the mulching done, and as we can see it's gone back to its normal state. So we can plough through that and it will repair it. But I think that's all we'll get out of today. That's all we'll get out of this month, to be fair. I mean, it might be worth hiring a truck to move the silage once we get closer to the date. Because we'll probably need probably 2 or 3 trucks to move it. But it's not going to take a great deal. Because I think it would take too many journeys on the trail that we do have. Which is the class one over there. I mean, it would do for corn. When can we sell our corn? Probably not for another 8 months or so. Oh, June. So we're only 8 months away, yeah. And then silage. But yeah, I think we'll call it a day there. So I think I could do much more. So I hope I will see you in the next one. But if you enjoyed it, or even if you haven't, please like and subscribe. And if you have enjoyed it, hit that notification icon. And I'll see you next time.